If you turn on the news or scroll through social media today, you're going to see a lot of problems with the world. Can we agree? But did you know that if you take all the sins of humanity throughout human history, it all boils down to one single problem? And I know this sounds simplistic, but there really is only one problem that people have that just gets manifested in so many different ways to create all the problems, all the evils, and all the injustices that we see today in our world. Do you know what that is? It's a word we don't use very often. It's idolatry. Now, all sin, according to the Bible, is idolatry. We put lesser things in the place of God. We look to created things to satisfy and to save us instead of the almighty creator of all things. Now, sometimes it's things like power that we put in his place. Sometimes it's pleasure. Sometimes it's possessions. But whatever it is, we push God off of his throne and then we replace him with far lesser things. Now, I was reminded of that the other day when I read Psalm chapter 33. Starting in verse 8, it says, "Let all the earth fear the Lord. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spoke, and it came to be. He commanded, and it stood firm. The Lord brings the counsel of the nations to nothing. He frustrates the plans of the people. The counsel of the Lord stands forever, the plans of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord, the people whom he has chosen as his heritage. The Lord looks down from heaven. He sees all the children of man from where he sits enthroned. He looks out on all the inhabitants of the earth. He who fashioned the hearts of them all and observes all their deeds. The king is not saved by his army. A warrior is not delivered by his great strength. The war horse is a false hope for salvation, and by its great might it cannot rescue. Behold, the eye of the Lord is on those who fear him, on those who hope in his steadfast love, that he may deliver their souls from death and keep them alive in famine. Our soul waits for the Lord. He is our help and our shield." You see, when we trust in created things over the Creator to save us, we will always be disappointed. Even kings are not saved by their great armies, and we are not strong enough to save ourselves. But humans have been trying since the very beginning of human history to do just that. People look to their own power to save themselves. And that's just kind of our natural sinful bend, isn't it? We put ourselves in the place of God. We believe this delusion that we have the power to somehow rescue ourselves, but that is a false hope. Salvation comes from God alone. So here is my question for you today. Is God on the throne of your life? Do you fear the Lord above all else? Or have you put yourself or someone else or maybe something else in God's rightful place?